Hey guys, welcome back to Adlib Talk, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 5 upcoming games for 2020. Needless to say, 2020 so far has been quite a topsy-turvy one. Many games and movies have been delayed, and so it's hard to confirm when exactly the release dates are. However, the ones I'm going to mention should at least be confirmed for a 2020 release. So without further ado, and in no particular order, here are my top 5 upcoming games for 2020. Number 5 is The Last of Us Part 2. Yeah, I know. If you've seen some or all of the leaks, you're pretty worried about where the story is being taken. I am as well. So, The Last of Us is a third-person action-adventure game developed by Naughty Dog and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment for the PS4. The gameplay I have seen so far has been very impressive to say the least. It is clear that a lot of hard work has gone into this game, as is always the case with Naughty Dog, and I refuse to have my hype for this game destroyed, although I must admit I have had my expectations tempered a little. The Last of Us Part 1, apart from being a decent game in its own right, was such an emotional roller coaster, with an engrossing story and fantastic characters you learn to love and root for. That is what made it such a special one for me. If the story is ruined, much of what made Last of Us special would be lost, right? Now, quoting Troy Baker, who is the voice actor for Joel, I don't know whether people are going to like it or they're going to hate it, but they definitely will not be ambivalent about it. Part 2 should have a larger story which, as described by Naughty Dog, should be a complementary story to the first game. But together, the two combined, meaning Joel and Ellie, are going to tell this much larger tale. So yes, Joel should be a major part of the story. However, we can never really be sure with Naughty Dog. After all, Sarah, Joel's daughter, was meant to be an important character in the first game, and we all know how that ended. However, I think it's safe to say that Ellie will be a main focus of Part 2. Now, gameplay seems faster and, if possible, a lot more violent from what we've seen so far. It seems like a cult will be involved as one of the antagonists, and the setting has been confirmed as being Seattle. Now, in the end, I'm sure we can all expect fast, crisp, brutal combat and gameplay, melancholic and emotional music, beautiful graphics, and overall very high production value. The question mark still remains whether the story and script will reach the lofty heights Part 1 managed to reach. Number 4 is Halo Infinite. As described by Microsoft on their website, the Master Chief returns in Halo Infinite, the next chapter of the legendary franchise beginning holiday 2020. Developed by 343 Industries for the entire Xbox family of devices, including Project Scarlet and Windows PCs, Halo Infinite continues the Halo 5 Guardian storyline and takes the franchise in ambitious and unexpected directions, powered by the all-new Slipspace engine. Halo Infinite is due to be shown to the public via livestream in July 2020. Halo Infinite is the next and conclusive step in the Master Chief's story, since this is the conclusion of 343's new trilogy. Microsoft had given us a brief look at E3 2018 and then showed us a trailer last year. Most of the talk so far has been about the previously mentioned engine. We don't know much about the story, but definitely Master Chief is the protagonist. He's got a sort of newish look. By the way, no, there will be no Halo Battle Royale. However, Forge Mode will be back, so I'm very much looking forward to July to get more information on the upcoming new Halo game. Number 3 is Watch Dogs Legion. This is the third in the Watch Dogs series, which will take place in a dystopian near-future London, which is experiencing post-Brexit. It is due to be released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X consoles, as well as Stadia. One of the biggest pulls for this game is the fact that every character in the game could be a protagonist for you to recruit. Each character has his or her own skills, and you can jump between one character to another. I was impressed by the gameplay shown at E3 2019. Watch Dogs Legion's originally planned release date was March 6, 2020, but naturally, it has been delayed. It should, however, make the 2020 release window, since when journalists had hands-on sessions, they seemed to come out quite pleased. Now, London post-Brexit is a tech dystopia, with scary levels of surveillance around the city, all aspects of the game will change according to the character you are playing as. Your playstyle will also change according to the character. For example, some are good for non-lethal type approaches, whilst others might be tech experts and therefore perfect for hacking some drone which is being a pain. In total, there are 3 main classes: Enforcer, Infiltrator, and Hacker. The game should also have consequences for your actions, meaning if a character you are controlling dies, then their family might find out and will consequently hate your organization. By the way, characters do have permadeath, so be careful. The game's storyline should be long, with 5 main storylines and over 60 missions. I am extremely hyped by Ubisoft's upcoming massively ambitious game. Let's just hope it's not a buggy mess like some of Ubisoft's other products. Number 2 is Elden Ring. Alright, I know I'm cheating, but man, I love From Software so much. Hidetaka Miyazaki is back. Now Elden Ring is an upcoming action role-playing game, and if you weren't already excited enough, it is a collaboration between Hidetaka Miyazaki and George R.R. Martin. It will be released for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. The game was announced at E3 2019, but we have heard little to nothing about it ever since. What it definitely will be is a dark action fantasy. My guess would be it will follow the Dark Souls style. This time, we have George R.R. Martin develop that sweet lore and world building that Miyazaki was already so good at doing. It's been in development since early 2017. Unlike with Sekiro, players will be able to create their own custom character. It is described as being an evolution on Dark Souls series. It will be much larger in scale and will be an open world. You can travel using horses, and combat will also be much improved, although that is quite hard to do since Dark Souls 3 and Sekiro combat was pretty good already. Finally, in other good news, Yuka Kitamura will be composing the music for this game. She was the composer for most of Miyazaki's games, like Sekiro and Dark Souls. So, please Miyazaki, give us some hope, give us some information. I have already replayed Dark Souls 3 for the 100th time. I am dying for a new From Software game. And finally, number 1 is Cyberpunk 2077. From the creators of my personal favorite game, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Cyberpunk 2077 is definitely my most hype upcoming game. It is described as being a story-driven, open-world RPG of the dark future from CD Projekt Red. It is scheduled to be released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, Stadia, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X on 17 September 2020. It still hasn't been confirmed for PS5, but I would bet half the money in my bank it will also make an appearance there. Players will assume the role of V, a customizable mercenary, and it will be played in a first-person perspective, different to the third-person perspective of The Witcher. You will acquire skills in hacking and machinery, a vast array of weapons, both ranged and melee. However, both lethal and non-lethal playthroughs are possible. With regard to character customization, you should be able to customize everything, even the character's testicles. Stat categories include body, intelligence, reflexes, technical, and cool, and they are influenced by the character classes that players choose, which are Netrunner, Techie, and Solo. The perk tree branches into melee, blades, handguns, shotguns, rifles, sniper rifles, hacking, two-handed combat, assassination, cold blood, engineering, and athletics. You can upgrade your cyberware implants and collect as well as craft increasingly rare items. The open world looks especially impressive. The metropolis of Night City, California looks beautiful and filled with things to do. It has 6 total regions, each with its distinct look. The Badlands, which are its surrounding area, will also be explored. You can navigate on foot and by car. Now the game will also involve branching dialogues with real consequences and changes to the world. Dynamic weather will change how people interact, similar to what happened in The Witcher 3. Whenever it rained in Novigrad, for example, you will be aided by companions. And as with any CD Projekt Red game, you will have different endings. So I really cannot wait for 17 September. I just hope we will not have another delay. So, what are your top 5 upcoming games for 2020? Leave your list in the comment section below. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of my content. And once more, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.